Hey YouTube, welcome to a new video. I'm Philip Jacob and you're watching Metal Beans. On today's video, we have the all-new Maruthi Suzuki Swift. So in today's video, we have the all-new Maruthi Suzuki Swift, which is in its fourth generation. And the Swift was launched in India in 2005, and now it's almost going to be around 20 years since the Swift has been on the Indian road. So let's talk about the design aspect of the all-new Maruti Suzuki Swift. So this Swift has been there for 4 generations, as I told you, and the design aspects has been maintained a little. It's not changed drastically. But that is the way a car has to improve along the generations, right? So when you look over here, the bonnet, it has a clamshell bonnet design. So it just blends over here and goes across the body completely. And if you consider the headlamps, you have the black finishing inside, which gives a sportier look. You also have the projector headlamps and the daytime running lamps on them. You have the piano black finishing for the grills. Again, it adds on to the sportiness of the car. And if you see across the bumpers, you have your fog lamps. And it has a very good sporty design to the bumpers as well. It gives a very good stance for the total car. And it has a 2-box design. So it is something which was inspired from Mini Cooper, right? So you have the top portion and the bottom portion, which can be differentiated very easily, actually. So it gives a very good look for the car also. And when we come to the side, we have the wheels. We have the 15-inch wheels over here. And the lower variant would be getting the 14-inch wheels. Over here, we have the 185/65 R15 wheels over here. I mean the tires over here. And when we come to the side, again, you have the two-tone design. You have the black portion on the top and the red portion down below. And the mirrors are also on the same black color with the the indicators incorporated into them. As you can see, the clamshell design, it just comes from here and goes all the way to the back. So that is how this design is kept. So it has a very good look for the car. And the front doors is just as normal as before, but over here, the previous generation had the door handles on the window side itself, but now it's come back down. And when we come to the rear, now at the rear, the same line which was shown from the bonnet comes all the way to the back and wraps around the car. It gives a very good look for the car, as I should say. Here we have the tail lamps. The previous generation people used to go and put an aftermarket tail lamp, but Maruti Suzuki Swift, why are you going and buying? I'll give it for you in a new car itself. So that's here. Looks really attractive. You have the black accents on them with the LEDs incorporated. Has a very good look to the car. And you have the antenna, which is the traditional way what Maruti Suzuki gives. You have the sensors for your rear bumpers and also a camera which is on your rear boot. And when we open the boot, so yes, I've got the key to the car. Let's open the boot. So you've got a decent boot space. You also have a tray over here, and also there are options wherein you can fold down your seats and make the practicality a little bit more better for you. And when we see underneath, you also get a full-size spare wheel with all the tool sets for any emergency situations. So right now we are seated inside the Maruti Suzuki Swift, and as you can see, the first thing we notice is this steering wheel. You have a flat bottom steering wheel which has a piano black finishing down and also a leather finishing on the top. It looks really good. You have all the controls over here. You have cruise control and also your Bluetooth controls out over here. Checking on the instrument cluster, you have a beautiful instrument cluster. You have the RPM on the left and the speedometer on the right, and a small digital screen in the middle also. These needles are very attractive. These are the first things which caught my eyes when I got into the car. And the next big thing you notice over here is this huge touchscreen. We have a 9-inch touchscreen system out over here, which has many functions inside and really intuitive. And while going down, you have the AC controls. Most of them are going into touch, which I don't personally like, but you still have the physical buttons over here which help you on the drive. I think this is a much more safer option. The interior design has really grown up. You have a 3D effect on the dashboard which goes all the way to the doors also. and you have a very practical functionality of the switches on them. The major switches comes over here. So this has been growing in Maruti Suzuki for a very long time. So you have the controls out over here, and electrically controlled switch for your outer mirrors. All in all, it's a very beautiful space to be in, and the seats especially, they are wonderful. Let me talk about the seat. The seats have completely grown up. They are not the normal seats which we used to get before. You have good support on the left and right, and also for your shoulders, and the material is also pretty good. It gives you a very good support when you are seated inside the. So right now I'm seated at the rear of the Maruti Suzuki Swift, and the front seat has been set to my height. My height is 6 foot, by the way. So this is the position. You have decent amount of thigh support. You have also shoulder support. I have an adjustable headrest which has been raised for my comfort, and it's really convenient over here. I also have air cons over here, a mobile holder, and also I have charging ports out over here. A really practical space to be in. So while talking about the engine, this is the part which has changed drastically. The previous generation Swift had a K series engine, whereas this one is the all-new Z series engine. This is a 3-cylinder which produces 87 bhp and 111 newton meters of torque. A 3-cylinder engine commonly seen to have vibrations and things like that, right? But Maruti has done their magic over here. This is one of a very refined engines which, while we go for a drive, we will let you know. So right now I am going for a drive in this Maruti Suzuki Swift. First thing first, what you notice is this beautiful steering. It's really soft, like you can control it with just like one finger, I would say, especially in a place like Bangalore where you have lots of traffic. It is going to be beautiful for you to drive. And the gear shifter, again, the one I'm using right now is the manual shifter. Really smooth. It just falls into place if you just put it right in there. It's really convenient to use. And then when you consider on the suspension part, it is a little bit on the stiffer side, but it's very insulated. So especially for our Indian roads, you feel it much more smoother. So that is how good the suspension feels to me. And then is the driving part, the response, the performance. It's really very refined. The lower end torque is really good. For example, like trafficy situations and things like that, it's really easy to use. And also at the same time, when you give a pull, the car does go ahead. It just gives you a very good response for you also on the driving part. All in all, it's a wonderful place to be in. I would really suggest like a family of 4 and all can easily enjoy in this car. All in all, a wonderful driving experience. So right now I'm being chauffeur driven, and I'm just checking out the comfort factor from the rear seats. And as you can see, I have decent amount of headroom. I have good shoulder room also. And this handrest over here does give an extra comfort factor. And as you can see, you also have air cons over here. So just near my legs, I have air cons over here, and also a mobile holder and mobile phone charging points. A really convenient place for me to be in. So I have my chauffeur driving me. So how does it feel to drive?
It is very refined.
Very refined compared to the previous?
Yeah, for a 3-cylinder, very refined. And the low end also is pretty good.
Okay, so this is the feedback, guys. Most of them, after driving this, a 3-cylinder has really surprised in this Swift. So that's it from me, guys, on the all-new Maruti Suzuki Swift. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in another video with another car. Until then, goodbye.